Hello, hello, hello. I am live. And tonight I am sharing with my social media families my take on Malcolm Jamal-Warner's unfortunate accident in Costa Rica. I want to make sure that all of my pages are live. Yes, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Great. So I had thought about this for a while now, and for those who may not be aware, because I am finding out in some of the other countries that where I broadcast that it is not news in some areas. So the actor, the artist Malcolm Jamal-Warner passed away in Costa Rica on the 24th of July, around the 24th of July. And it was an unfortunate circumstance that happened on the beach where he drowned. So I wanted to acknowledge that passing, my condolences to the family, and also just share what my connection is with what happened there. And so Malcolm Jamal-Warner was in Costa Rica. For those of you who do not know, I lived in Costa Rica, and I lived abroad for 2 years, most of the time in Costa Rica, and specifically on the Caribbean side of Costa Rica. And the Caribbean side is markedly different from the Pacific side. A lot of people say they go to vacation in Costa Rica, and the Pacific side is a completely different vibe. And so he was on the Caribbean side. That's a place where I used to live. And actually, the beach where he had his accident and where he drowned, that is the exact same beach where I took surfing lessons. Actually, Paul and I took surfing lessons at Playa Grande. And with the Caribe Surfing School, surfing master in Herschel. Look him up if you go there. And so we took surfing lessons there. The ocean is beautiful. It's clear. It's inviting. And there's a beach that's nearby to that beach. Actually, the beach where I live was Black Beach. And that is where I almost drowned. And so I do talk about that in the book that I co-authored, Pearls. And so in my chapter, I talked about being in the ocean. First of all, I don't swim. I don't swim, but my husband swims, and the ocean was calm. That's the only way I'm getting in the ocean. The ocean was calm, but in a split second, that ocean, that mighty beast of water changed. And we went from just being in the water and enjoying the clear, calm, blue ocean to my husband yelling, "Hold on!" because we saw what was about to happen. And the ocean wave came, took us, and he had a tight grip on me, yet the ocean ripped us apart. There was absolutely no way we were able to keep in contact with each other. My husband, the swimmer, being able to keep hold of his wife who cannot swim and who has a marked fear of the water. And so I won't go into detail about that, but I am still here. And it was a terrifying experience to this day that I remember vividly. So my heart goes out to Malcolm's family. And I understand, though, what drew him to the area. It's why I retired early and moved there. The region is beautiful. There are a lot of Black-owned businesses and families, and some of them are my friends, and I consider them family as well, part of my international family. And there's strong cultural pride there as well. And there is a lot of good energy, a lot of good food, a lot of good everything in the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, and especially along that strip of the beaches. And I just want to make people aware that of the makeup of the area. One, it's very laid back. There is no hospital in that city. There is no ambulance service in that city. And some of the things that the news may not be painting the picture for everybody to understand. The closest clinic there is about 20 minutes drive down the one road that leads to that city. And so if you want to go to the hospital and you have transportation, then it will take about 50 minutes or an hour to get to the hospital. So if something happens, help is not very easily accessible if an emergency happens. And you'll notice that on the news, they were saying that, the Red Cross says this, because there is no police station there either. So it's a challenge getting news and information from that particular area. So my intention is this. It's not for attention, but it's to raise awareness. Because this happened when I almost drowned, and every so often while I was in Costa Rica, you would hear about tourists who did lose their lives there in the ocean. It was just something that happened on, I don't want to say a norm, but it did happen while there. The ocean is powerful, is to be respected, as I'm sure that was done in this case. And it can change in a moment. So there is no blame to be placed. It can absolutely change and pivot from calm to angry in seconds. And so, and there's also a special reflection and a pain that I feel, because to have touched a place where something tragic like this happened, it really makes you reflect and think about some things. And I actually spoke to my friend who's the surf instructor there, and he said he was on that beach right before that happened. And the next day that he went back to that beach, because that's basically his office, that's where he works. And going back to the beach, he said that the energy, you could just feel the energy, that and that it would take a while for it to reset and the atmosphere. So I wanted to share with you my why. The why, real quick, that I moved to Costa Rica was I want to live a life fully with no regrets. And so in corporate America, that was good. I was loving it. I was enjoying it. But there was more that could be realized as well. And so I immersed myself in the plant-based lifestyle and learned the natural remedies from the indigenous people and from the locals, from the gurus that are there and in the other 7 countries that I've visited and became a part of, and that became a part of me. And I did that because when my time here is done, I want people to be able to say that, you know what, plant-based Penny, she lived the life out of life. She lived life fully. She left it all on the table. And I want to be remembered for someone who lived life to the fullest and help people along the way. If I can help somebody as I pass along the way, then my living will not be in vain. And I just want to help people move from their problems to their progress with plant-based solutions. And so I have a challenge for you, and that challenge is that you would live life to the fullest, live life in a way where there are no regrets at the end, absolutely no regrets. And Nelson Mandela has a really good quote, and it says that what counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. What counts is the difference that we've made in the lives of others. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we've made in the life of others. So let's live wisely, let's love deeply, and let's help one another. I think that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So this is Plant-Based Penny. Let me know if I can help you in your success and living this life to your fullest. And we'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.